Julia Smith, my guest in the next hour. More 70s songs to come. This is BBC Radio 2 online on digital radio and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 4 o'clock. This is Tom Sanders. The former Aston Villa and Sheffield Wednesday footballer Dalian Atkinson has died after being tasered by police overnight. The 48-year-old was given medical treatment but died in Telford in the early hours of this morning. The Independent Police Complaints Commission is investigating. Tributes to the footballer have poured in from former players and teammates. Hugo Echiog played alongside Dalian Atkinson at Aston Villa.
When I first came to Aston Villa as a nervous 18-year-old, Dalen took me under his wing. He was a bit of a mentor for me, really. He was terrific. He was quick. He was powerful. He definitely brought some great memories to the clubs that he played for. He was kind-hearted, always had a smile on his face, enjoyed life to the fullest, and would do things for anyone that he could.
Owen Smith, who's standing against Jeremy Corbyn in the Labour leadership contest, has accused the government of having a secret plan to privatise the NHS in England. In a speech in Salford, he said the amount of money spent by the NHS in the private sector had doubled since the Conservatives came to power. The Department of Health said his analysis was simply wrong. The former husband of a woman from Bradford has confessed to murdering her in Pakistan. 28-year-old Samia Shahid died last month in what is believed to have been a so-called honour killing. Mohammed Shakil has been arrested on suspicion of her murder, and her father is also being held in custody. The energy regulator Ofgem says a number of customers may have paid too much for their gas after their suppliers mistakenly confused imperial with metric meter readings. The number of people affected won't be known until the end of the week. They'll receive refunds. Our energy correspondent John Moylan reports.
The problem was raised by the energy company E.ON, which said the overcharging was likely to have been caused by human error. It involves households with a metric meter being wrongly registered as having an imperial meter or vice versa. The result is that around 350 of its current customers paid almost 3 times more for gas than they should have. Some will have been overcharged by thousands of pounds.
More than £1 million in backdated wages is to be shared out by Sports Direct staff at the company's Shirebrook warehouse in Derbyshire. The workers were not paid for the time they spent waiting for searches to be carried out. Sports Direct and its owner Mike Ashley have already admitted to not paying its staff the minimum wage. A woman in South Africa who kidnapped a baby in 1997 and raised her as her own daughter has been jailed for 10 years. Zephany Nurse, the name given to the girl to protect her identity, was reunited with her real parents last year, but said during the trial that she regards the defendant in the case as her mother. Zephany's maternal grandmother, Marilyn Francis, says she believes justice has finally been done.
The sentence is not as good as it's supposed to be, but what can we do? That is the judge's decision. She hasn't got the right to steal or kidnap. We've got too much crime in this life here as it is today, and she has to be punished.
OK, that's a look at the latest BBC News for now. It's 3 minutes past 4. Our next at 5. BBC Radio 2. So let's catch up with the travel news now. Here's Bobby.
Tom, thank you. Well, first of all, just to bring up to date with what's happening on the M4, there was an accident on the westbound side between 16 and 17. So between Swindon West and Chippenham, that accident has been cleared. However, the lanes remain closed for investigation work. So we've still got very long tailbacks. It's taking at least 90 minutes to get through on the westbound M4. M25 clockwise, 3 lanes are closed between 29 and 30. So between Romford and Lakeside, again, you've got very heavy queues on the approach, and it's not going to open anytime soon as well. So if that's your journey in the next hour or so, just bear that in mind. The A417 in Gloucestershire, it's closed with flooding. It's flooded between the Rudge and Maysborough. It had been reopened, but the River Severn burst its banks, so it's completely impassable, that route to the A40. To West Sussex, the A29 in Shrewsbury is closed with flooding between Bursted and Woodgate still. And the rail network is where we really have to keep an eye on for you, because you really do have to check before you travel. First Great Western are saying there's disruption between London Paddington and Penzance and Taunton, and also Southampton Central because of the weather conditions. And they're saying if you're intending to travel as early as possible, because of course there's going to be worse flooding later on today. South West Trains also have a bus replacement service between Petersfield and Hazelmere and Ascot and Camberley. And if you're travelling Aretha trains, well, there's a bus replacement service between Machynlleth and Aberystwyth because of all the damage. But the advice really is check with National Rail Inquiries online or by telephone, and of course with us BBC Local Radio to keep you informed as well. Thank you for your updates. Back now, just